Green, last color. You get to start off every color.
Yeah. Everyone's welcome. Uh, Also, we're getting salve here with the aloe alchemist.
Yeah, and the
Uh,
cacti are going to be flowing in green, I bet.
oh my God, I'm my cactusy is ready. Uh, One in a green creature plant warlock 3/2 trample when aloe alchemist becomes plotted. Target creature gets +3/+2 and gains trample until end.
So when I suggested they print that spell, what I meant was stable it to a 3/2 creature for no mana.
What the fuck?
What?
The fuck is this?
Seems pretty good.
I mean, is this broken? It's not broken, but like
It seems really good.
it seems. I've never seen anything like it.
Green coming out the gate swinging. Yeah, I was like I kind of didn't think they would print another +3/+3 in trample. I mean, this is +3/+2 in trample, but again, you're getting a 3/2 for free next turn with trample.
With trample, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how good this is. This seems really good. B at
This is
least.
this is a B at least.
I think it's a B. I think this is a
If if
B.
if this isn't B, put me out of my misery.
Yeah. Oh boy. This will be a grand test too. I mean, it is just a sorcery. We do have to remember that. It is literally the
Yeah,
application that I was talking about with the other
it's
card.
insane value. Like
Yeah.
in black red or green black or green red,
Green red,
it's
yeah,
just
really.
ass beating.
Yeah, and especially if we see more power for greater things, but also you're just fine playing this on turn two. A 3/2 trample for two? Okay. Okay. Ankle biter. You're
Okay.
1/1 death touch for one. Adorable.
Yeah, yeah.
C.
Never seen it.
It's a C. The end. Not an outcast or not an outlaw. You're good.
Beastbound Outcaster. Two and a green. Human Druid 3/3. When Beastbound Outcaster enters the battlefield, roll a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Blocker 2.
Move your mic a little closer. You're getting a little quiet.
Plot for 2.
There you go. Very good.
uh,
This is fine.
yeah. I think it's fine. Obviously, you want big shit in your deck to play this. You can plot it, which makes it feel better because you can just shit it out turn 2 if you don't have a great turn 2 play, and just hopefully you're slamming something big on 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But if you're drawing a card off of this and you're getting a 3/3 for 3, I mean, I'm not upset about it. I think it's a C minus, C minus,
I think this is a C plus. I think a 3/3
C
for
plus.
I think a 3/3 for 3 is a C minus. If you're aggressive, I think a 3/3 for 3 is C minus, and this can just draw you a card. It's
Yeah.
kind of like modal, because like yeah, like you said, if you don't have a 2-drop, you plot this on 2, you play something pretty aggressive on 3, and then on 4 you play the beater, and you play this, and it redraws you. A 3/3 that redraws you for 2 mana, even being delayed, like that's gas. Like a 3/3 is just the right size to be trouble, even later.
Wait. You play the snake on 1. You plot this on 2. You play the thing that you plot the thing that gives +3 to the snake on 3, and then you play this for free on 3 as
Yes.
well.
There you go. Yeah, huge slams. No. Here, no. I love where your thought where your heart was, but here's the better one. You're in red green. You play the 1/2 first strike haste on
Oh
1.
no. Oh
You
yeah. Never
pump
mind.
the first strike haste to a 4/3 on 3 after plotting this on
4/3
2.
first strike.
God, that 1/2 first strike haste is going to be a problem now.
That's an
Almost
issue.
sure of it. Yeah. Betrayal at the Vault. Well, this seems like a story arc.
Yeah.
4 and 2 green for an instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each of 2 other target creatures. So normally we see this the other way for less mana, right? For like 2 and a green, 2 of your creatures deal damage to 1. This one of them, which I'm presuming is Vraska here, is dealing
Yeah,
damage.
well, it's Vraska and Jace.
Oh, is Jace there in the art?
Yeah, Jace is doing a lot of shape shifting bullshit though in this
Yeah,
story.
I thought he was being like a like part Ashiok or something.
Yeah, well, he just did it to get into a jail cell.
No spoilers, please. Um, deals damage equal to its power to each of two. I mean, this is just medium though. Like you're really begging to get blown out with this one. I'm kind of off this.
Yeah, for 6.
If everything goes perfect, it's a 2-for-1. It's like a
Yeah.
C minus, and risky at that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would.
it can do the
Not
thing.
happy about
But
it being in my deck.
yeah, that's a weird uncommon riot. I mean, wizards.
Bristol Pack Sentry, 1 and a green creature wolf. Plant 3/3 defender. As long as you control a creature with power greater, it can attack as though it didn't have defender.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just annoying.
No,
I mean, this is making me groan if I'm playing an aggressive deck and they play this turn 2.
oh, I'm thinking this in. So I agree with that, but I think this is actually sneaky aggressive. Specifically, I want to bring up the red enchantment. Oh my god! You play this on 2. They play a 2-drop. You play the red enchantment on this. It's a 4/4 menace trample.
Yeah.
Coming at you on turn 3. That if and when they kill it, it draws a card. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I think this is actually pretty good. I still think it's just like a C, but I'm definitely trying that. I'm really into red green
Yeah.
for what we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Red green and red black seems like a thing. I don't even remember white and blue anymore because we did it the other day, but I think they were
want
good.
this. I want a.
You want to read it? You want to read it?
I want. No, I just want
You
a
want
pet
this?
of this.
Cactarantula. That's right?
Cactarantula.
Yeah, Cactarantula. 4 and 2 green for a 6/5. It costs 1 less to cast if you control a desert. So potentially a 5-mana 6/5 reach. When it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. So if they try to commit a crime on your Cactarantula, or your Cactarantula, that's hard to say, you draw. This seems okay. It's better if you have deserts. This seems pretty good. I guess it's like hard to like they can't really use removal on it of any sort. Well, what do you think?
I mean,
Is
there's.
this a C plus
there are.
even?
No, I think it's a C.
Yeah.
We also haven't seen that.
Reach isn't trample. If this had reach and trample, I might be tempted to give it a C plus.
Yeah, no, I think if this is a reach and trample, it's for. But I do not think.
Okay. Yeah, let's say C. Maybe C plus if deserts are like really easy. Dance of the Tumbleweeds, 1 and a green for a sorcery spree. That's an expensive spree so far, but only +1. You get a basic land card or desert. Put it into the battlefield, not tapped. Interesting. +3, which is a lot. Create an XX green elemental creature token where X is the number of lands you control. So for 6, you're presumably getting a land and a 7/7.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not bad. On 5, this could just be a 5/5 for 5, right? Potentially.
Yeah.
And then early, it's ramp and fixing and Desert's Energy. Yeah, this seems pretty good. Is it as good as a C plus though, or is it just a C? It's probably just a C because it's kind of expensive. Right?
I think that Cactarantula was actually a C minus and C.
Maybe. I mean, the Cactarantula they can't target really. I mean, this is a 5/5 for 5, and the Cactarantula is potentially a 6/5 for 5 that they also can't target and has reach. So you have to have a desert for that, but that still seems a lot better. I mean, this has more functionality. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a C maybe. It's just really slow. Like
Yeah, the targeting thing is good.
3 for ramp is slow. So yeah, I think this is like a C. I mean, I guess we still agree it's a C. I just don't want to dock the spider for it.
Yeah, you're fine. You're correct.
You're good.
Rover Grizzly, 2 and a green air mount whenever, and it's a 4/2.
You think we'd
Whenever
have mounts in
Drover,
green, right?
yeah, whenever Drover Grizzly attacks while saddled, creatures you control gain trample. All creatures control trample. But
That seems pretty good. Saddle
yeah,
one.
it seems good, but like I feel like this is mostly getting like 1 to 2 other creatures trample.
I think
Like if you're in
mercenaries
red
make.
green and you're like tapping a bunch of mercenaries to make your other shit like
Yeah,
extremely big, then it's relevant. But
yeah.
like
I mean, I think your general aggressive deck. It's also a 4/2 for 3, which your general aggressive deck isn't upset about. Your aggressive deck is also interested in trample, especially if you're red green. And saddling one is pretty free. And remember, green
yeah,
white. Green white is this are the saddle colors, right? Wasn't the hippogriff green white, or was it white blue? The saddle energy. That
I
was
think
green
white.
white, right?
Yeah, I think it was white.
I know it was white, but was it green or blue?
For what specifically?
The 1/4 flying lifelink for 3, like the saddle lord that
Oh,
saddled and like when it attacks it
yes, 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 yes. It was green white. That was green
is
white.
green white. Yeah, so these are the saddle colors. So yeah, if you got saddle's energies counting the number of saddle things, you're just I think slamming this. Like the word. So what we have seen though is that I'm actually higher on that white common for 1 white that like deals 2 damage to stuff, right? Because we've seen several things that have small bottoms now. I feel like.
Yeah.
Right. Free Strider Commando. 2 and a green for a 3/3 Centaur Mercenary. It enters the battlefield with 2/1/1 counters on it if it wasn't cast, or if no mana was spent to cast it. So this is like the most kickerish kicker card they've ever plotted. Because it's a 3/3 for 3. Or if you pay 4, on turn 5, it's a 5/5. On turn 5 for 0 mana. So you get a 5/5 for 4 a turn later, or a 3/3 for 3. This is good.
Yeah, I think this is good. I don't like this design. I don't like this card, but I think it's good.
I think it's like a C, maybe even C plus.
Yeah, I think it's a C. I don't
Five,
want it to
five,
be a C plus.
5/5 for
5/5 for
4
4/4 is
is
good.
good. It's good. It's a little slow, but it's good. Yeah, it's probably a C plus, honestly.
There's also, if you're in green white, there were I will say in green white there were definitely several cards in white specifically that liked seeing 1/1 counters being put on things,
Yeah,
giving additional 1/1 counters. So like
yeah. And there's things
those
that like
decks
things being
especially.
four or more, attack.
I
So
could see this in a right deck being like a B minus
yeah, or at least a C plus that you're pretty
at least. Yes.
enthusiastic about.
Like
All right,
isn't that
here.
the what was that little gopher thing that you could pay 5 into to like add additional 1/1s for each 1/1 counter that would go on it?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the one where if you didn't cast spells or whatever, like if you didn't cast a spell, it gained +1/+1 counter at the end of your turn, and
Yeah, or you
then
pay into
you
it.
can pay 4, and it doubles the number of counters that anything would get.
Yeah,
So
you can just plot
that's
that into
yeah,
that next turn.
yeah. So that's the dream, right? You play that on
Yeah,
2, and then
yeah,
on 3 you cast something. I guess it doesn't get a counter, but then on 4 you plot this
yeah.
and trigger it. No, you plot this, you can't trigger it. On 5, you trigger it, and you
Yeah,
unplot this,
yes,
and
yes.
then it's massive. That's some pie in the sky silliness, though, and honestly, not even that great. All right, you're good.
I'm here for it. Full steam ahead. 3 to
Woo!
green, sorcery. Until end of turn, each creature you control gets +2/+2 against trample, and this creature can't be blocked by more than one.
Ooh, okay. An overrun with making that trample do more for you.
Yeah, yeah. I
It
mean,
is this as good as Overrun? So Overrun, for your frame of reference, is the most iconic one. It's 2 green, 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 +3/+3 in trample, and it's considered broken in limited. +3/+3 in trample is so much damage for 5
it's a
mana.
shit ton of damage.
Yeah. So this is
But this is also,
obviously
yeah,
not
forcing a
3.
lot of extra damage in.
Yeah, but the blocks might get you there. So
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, but the blocks matter less like the further wide you are, right? Because they weren't going to block if you're really wide. They're not going to block all of them anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about this. This is probably just a C.
Yeah. Fair. I still think
Maybe
it's
it's
good.
a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agree.
if you're into what this is, I guess you play one. Giant beaver, love it.
Hell yeah.
3 and a green for a beaver mount. No jokes. It's a 4/4 vigilance. When giant beaver attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter on target creature that saddled it. And it saddles for 3, which is a pretty expensive cost to saddle the giant beaver. You do get paid off for saddling. It makes another 4/4.
More than you think, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a 4/4 vigilance for 4. So that's at least
Yeah,
like a C plus, right? This is a C plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great. Triggers all the 4 or more things. I really feel like they're baiting people into immature giggles on this one. Like, let's be real.
Obviously.
This art's amazing.
Gold Rush, 1 and a green, instant. Create a treasure token until end of turn. Up to 1 target creature gets +2/+2 for each treasure you control. Weird. Yeah, I mean, this is just good, right?
Yeah, it seems good.
This is like a C plus.
Man, if you have this with again, that trample's relevant, man. That 3/2 for 3 that makes a treasure and has trample. This gives it +4/+4 next turn.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Like, there's interesting, like, intense Zenergies. Like, I think we kind of found one with that Tapper and the Flying Drainer, like, at common. Like, this clearly just has a very discrete Zenergy with the 3/2 trample for 3 that makes a treasure. Like, it's so... These 2 cards.
Yeah, and I think something that makes you a treasure and just gives +2/+2 at a baseline for 2 is fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, so I think this is like probably a C plus, honestly. I mean, it also ramps you. Let's not forget this, and fixes you.
Yeah, it's also actively.
Yeah, this is a C plus.
Not considering using your treasure at all.
This is a C plus, and if you're playing red green trample beats, this is like maybe a B minus. Like,
yeah,
God, this is actually going to be hard to beat in that deck.
Yeah.
Man, this is going to be an interesting format, how some of these things can come to... Like, there's some pie-in-the-sky ways that things can come together that really makes non-games to the point that is making me a little nervous. You know, like...
Yeah, there's also going to be some silly Yahtzee bullshit where you're just going to run into a deck that you've never seen before, and it's just going to pub stomp you.
Dude, imagine the red spell that can retarget and copy this. No, you don't get a pump. I get 2 pumps.
2 pumps.
And 2 treasures.
And everything you're attacking with is dead.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Alright, you're good.
Hard Bristle Bandits. 1 and a green. 1/1. Dork. Add 1 mana of any color. You commit a crime to untap Bristlebrand Bandit.
Double
Only
ramp.
triggers once each turn, though.
It is an outlaw.
Yeah, it is an outlaw. Yeah, I'm all about this card.
This card's fantastic.
This card is fucking-tastic.
C plus. Doesn't get to B minus, but it's a C plus for sure.
You know what I am slamming the shit out of this in?
What?
Simic.
Simic, yeah. Simic crimes, baby.
Simic criming.
Yeah, because it can do it your opponent's turn too. Like
yeah.
counter your spell, untap this.
Yep.
Pretty lit.
Yep. Here for it.
Intrepid Stable Master. Ooh, like this art. Very vibrant.
We didn't give that a rating.
Did we not? I did. I said it's C plus. I don't think it gets to B minus, but it's a very solid C plus.
C. Sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's really too much room for debate on that one. I think it's just a very solid C plus. Intrepid Stable Master, 1 and a green for a 2/2 reach. Tap to add green. Okay.
Weird.
Tap to add 2 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to cast mount or vehicle spells. This card is wild. B.
Green white mounts, baby.
B. Like is
I mean, I think
that's
it's B in the
wild.
right deck.
I think it's just a B. It's a 2/2 for 2 that ramps.
Yeah, it's a B minus then.
Yeah. Okay,
I mean,
fine. B minus if you don't have mounts. If you have mounts, this is absurd.
Yeah.
It's an absurd card.
Agreed.
All right, here we go.
Map of the Frontier. 3 and a green sorcery. Search your library for basic land cards and or desert cards. Put them into the battlefield. Fucking whatever.
Yeah, C. Sure. It's fine. Fine. Play it if you really want to ramp, I guess. Or if you really care about deserts. You have broken deserts. Let's see if there's broken deserts. Outcaster Greenblade. 1/2 for 2 and a green. Human Mercenary. We've seen quite a few outlaws here in green. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land or a desert, reveal it, put it into your hand. And again, it's +1/+1 for each desert you control. I mean, yeah, we've seen these cards. We typically, I guess, see these cards at common, and they're very good at common. This one's an uncommon, I guess, because it can also get a desert, and then it can also be big. At least, like if you have 2 deserts, this thing's a 3/4 for 3 that drew you a card.
We'll have to see how good deserts are.
I think that the absolute floor of this is a C+. I think absolute floor is a C+ and can be a B-. They're always good. All right, here we go.
Patient Naturist. Or Naturalist, sorry. 2 and a green. Human Scout 2/3. When Patient Naturalist enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards, put a land card from the milled cards into your hand. If you can't, create a treasure token.
What? This card is great, I think.
I mean, it's a 2/3 for 3 that can ramp you. It's going to ramp you in a pseudo way or guaranteed way.
No, it either draws you a card or it ramps you. It doesn't ramp you if you get the land because it goes to your hand. But that's a draw card. It's a 2/3 for 3 that draws you a card if it hits a land.
Yeah.
Which is we just mentioned from this. This card I think is substantially better than this card.
No, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
But this card I think's absolute floor is a C+. So this card I think is maybe almost a B-. Because we're not even talking about, you might care about the milling, period, because you're in black-green.
Yeah, obviously.
I think this card is quite good. I think this is like a high C+.
Okay.
You're hoping it hits a land. You're hoping it hits a land and something you care about. Well, I mean, maybe you might want to ramp, but probably not. Yeah. Or fix in a direction that your lands aren't. But yeah, I really like that card. Is this me or you? I don't remember. This one's me.
No, it's you.
Yeah. Rambling Possum. The Rambling Possum, is it causing a demonic ruckus? It's 2 and a green for a 3/3 possum mount. Whenever it attacks while saddled, it gets +1/+2 until end of turn. Then you may return any number of creatures that saddled it to their owner's hand. And it's a 3/3. And it only saddles for 1. And it's a pure May. So you can use this to get ETB recurrence on creatures. That's really the only reason you'd bounce them. You can do it to as many as you want, because you can tap multiple times the saddle. And if you saddle it, it's a 4/5 for 3 attacking. B+? B to B+. Like, where's the downside to this at all?
I would say B- to B, which is still very good.
It's a 4/5 for 3 if you have, like, any mercenary.
Green is not making any mercenaries.
Green-red's making mercenaries.
Green-red is absolutely
Green-black is. Green-black with, again, that 1/1 guy. This guy loves that 1/1 guy. So good. Yeah, maybe B+ is a little high. It's just so good. Yeah, B, sure.
Yeah.
B. It just seems really good. Like, and who knows what sort of bouncing ETB stuff. Like, we're too far in for this for me to, like, remember what things I actually want to bounce with this. But Oh, imagine the things. Imagine bouncing the things that let you cast like free spells when you plot, like the pump guy or the thing that shoots any target for 2.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, that
Because
could
then
legitimately be very, very.
you can immediately replot it as well. Because when you unplot it, it plays for free, so you haven't used your mana.
Yeah.
Oh no, but then it. Wait. Oh, it can have summoning sickness and can saddle too. So yes, that actually works. You can unplot something, even though it has summoning sickness. You can saddle this with it, bounce it back to your hand, then replot it and get its like 2 damage or +3/+2 and trample. Okay, that's pretty sick. Anyway, all right.
All right.
Well,
All right. Raucous Entertainer. 1 and a green. Plant Bard. It's a 2/2. Pay 1 and tap it. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control that entered the battlefield this turn.
B.
Yeah, B.
That's what wild text.
Yeah, it's ridiculous text.
Works good with plotting.
I was
Is great with
just
mercenaries.
literally about to say, yeah, with plotting specifically, just so fucking brutal. Yeah, and the fact that, I mean, if you have some sort of engine to make mercenaries, like,
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Raucous Entertainer B. Solid B. These bears ask nothing of you with great upside. Reach for the sky. 3 and a green for a flash enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+2 and has reach. When it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. It's the second one we've seen of this. This also has flash, which makes it quite interesting. And reach.
better, yeah.
Huh. So this is once again we run into the please God don't blow me out. But if you don't get blown out, you are feeling great about this.
And even if you are getting blown out, you're still getting a card back.
No, getting blown out is when they blow out the creature that you're targeting with this.
Oh, yeah, yeah, just immediately killing the creature. Fair.
Yeah. Because it's into the graveyard from the battlefield, not from the stack.
Yep.
So it does have to successfully resolve. But my goodness. I mean, ironically, I think this makes it better offensively. Where if you can play this to win combat at instant speed as a combat trick when you're attacking, and then you have a huge beater that they have to kill that's going to draw you a card, that seems good. Because then you're just you're up a full card and tempo. So that's again just from the perspective of really not wanting to get blown out. Because if you're playing this defensively, your opponent's always going to attack with their mana up, making this a really risky proposition. And you've skipped a turn, right, to hold this up because it's 4 mana, which is a ton.
Yeah.
So I think the reach is actually like trying to lead you astray. I think this is actually an aggressive card that you're playing when your opponent has tapped out. Like imagine your opponent's played a 3-drop, you're on the play, you're attacking with your 3/3. If they block, they just lose, right?
Yeah, it's brutal.
So I think you have to be again red green sort of like offensive or green white, aggressive deck, and then I'm kind of into this. Otherwise, I don't think I'm playing it. I think it's like a C to C plus, in that deck.
I think it's a C.
Yeah, fair. All right, here's Varmints.
Rise of the Varmints. 3 and a green. Create X/1 green varmint creature tokens, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard.
Oh man! And you can plot it. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in for this.
How about those mill cards? Again, the 2/2 lifelink that mills you, that the 2/3. Okay, so now what we've seen is 2 different commons in black-green. The 2/2 lifelink for 2 that mills 2, and the 2/3 for 3 that mills 3 and gets you back a creature. With this?
Yeah.
Great gracious. Now I'm into the Overrun card. I can probably pick up that Overrun uncommon. I don't think people are going to be taking that probably too highly.
Sure.
So if you get this, then you're really on the lookout for that. This seems good, period. Just plotting it seems good, too.
Yeah, I mean, is this a B-?
I think this could be a B-. And I think if you build around it, this can play like even a B+. Like, what if you hit 5 creature, like 5 2/1s off this reasonably early, turn 5? If you hit the right mills, trade off some.
Yeah, 5 2/1s for 4. I think I'm in.
Yeah, I'll do that. So, I think it's a B minus and can even play above that. Really want to build around it. Black green, interesting.
Yep.
All right, Snakeskin Veil. This is a reprint. 1 green mana at common. Target creature gets +1/+1 and hexproof. This is the exact perfect rate for this card to be really good.
Yep.
This is absolutely blowing out combat tricks dot card. Like,
yep.
or in removal, sorry. Absolutely blowing out removal as a combat trick. And it's a counter. Like, it's a counter. It's not even until end of turn.
Yeah.
This thing's a beating. Wasn't this an uncommon? I think Snakeskin Veil was an uncommon.
I haven't seen this called Snakeskin Veil, but the last time I saw this was in Kamigawa.
Well, this is for sure. Snakeskin Veil, I'm pretty sure, is like the OG version of this card, and is definitely a reprint. But we'll see how many times it's been printed. Here we go.
Gaya's Protection in Kamigawa.
Well, let's see. Okay, so it was an uncommon in Commander's Masters, or it was a common in Commander Masters, an uncommon in Strixhaven Mystical Archives. In Kaldheim, it was a common. Okay, so it's a common, and it has even more printings than that. So this is an iconic card. Yeah, I think this can be like a C plus. Honestly, you don't want a lot of them, but this can just win you.
Nice to have one.
It just wins you a game, right? They sink 4 mana in removal, and you're like, no. Also, my creature is bigger. For 1 mana.
Or a spree.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so Esprit will still continue to resolve, assuming it has other targets. The judge
it might have
other
value, but I'm saying like it's
It's good. It's good. I mean, you really have to be aware that this is in the meta. If you're playing against green and they have 1 open green and arena is pausing at every priority for them, be aware.
but also I mean, I'll say with that card, I think that card is even better in this set, as crime heavy as this set is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, this whole set wants to make crimes.
Yeah. All right, you're good.
Pinewood's Armadillo, 4 and a green, 7/7. Shit. Reach Ward 3. 1 and a green, discard search your library for a basic land card or a desert card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, and you gain 3 life.
What?
Oh, it's 4 and 2 green.
That's like what Herd Migration does. Herd Migration does that same cost to get a basic land.
It doesn't gain you 3 life.
It does gain you 3 life. Herd Migration does.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah. And this can get a desert.
It's a 7/7.
This is like a B. This is a B.
Yeah.
Why aren't you playing this? Is my question.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Why aren't you playing this? It's gaining you life. It's getting you land and fixing potentially a desert, and then it's. I think this is a B. Ward 3 7/7 for 6. Like, you're not profitably removing this from the battlefield.
Yeah, the only reason I'm trepidatious about this in any way at all is the fact that there are so many just mercenary shitters to play this.
Yeah, well, we have seen ways to passively give trample to everything, right? So
yes, obviously.
You're very much interested in giving this thing trample, but yeah, I agree. If this thing had trample, it'd be insane.
This is close enough to half healthing someone, so I mean.
This card's kind of wild, actually. I think this is a solid B, and maybe better. Just because the gain 3 life is frankly what puts it over the top. Because, like, this whole fetching a land thing is great. And it can be a desert. And it's gaining you 3 life.
Yeah.
But then it's a 7/7 Ward 3 reach. Like, yeah, it's good.
It's a lot of card.
You might be able to reanimate this thing, too. Because you're discarding it to put creatures in your graveyard. Black-green is super into this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright, Spinewood's Paladin. 4 and a green for a 5/4 tramp. Hey, look, it's your 5/4 at common or 4/5 for 5 mana. It's like a cycle. This one's a 5/4 trample for 5 common. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and you can plot for 4. This is good. The gain 3 life is what makes this good. Like, this is what we've seen. We've seen 6/6 tramples for 6 that gain 3 life on ETB be quite good. Because it just stabilizes you, and then it's such a beater. So this is arguably a little bit better than that. Like, yeah, it's a 5/4, not a 5/5, but coming earlier and still gaining you the life makes it even less risky that aggro is going to be able to beat you before this just completely gets you out of reach from aggro and then starts beating their face. Plotting it makes it even better.
Moose.
He's riding a moose with a saw.
Yeah.
It's like a saw axe. Battle axe? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this card's quite good. I'm not sure I'm ready to go C+. Maybe plot makes it C+. I don't know how interested I am in plotting this. I guess only if I have plot Zenergies am I plotting this. Or have nothing to do on 4.
I would still say this is a strong C. Maybe it's a C+.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
Solid C.
Play it. It's good. That's the summary.
Yep.
Right. You're good.
Stubborn Burrow Fiend. 1 and a green. 2/2. Badger Beast Mount. Whenever Stubborn Burrow Fiend becomes saddled for the first time each turn, mill 2 cards. Then Stubborn Burrow Fiend gets +X until the end, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Holy shit.
Man,
this card is wild.
This is like 2 2s with upside for 2 the set, right? Like, how many?
It only saddles for 2 as well. So, like...
You know. Which, that's not 1. But you get to put your other bears into it.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I mean, the milling 2, we've already seen several cards care about that.
I think this is very good.
Remember, too, that big 7 mana black flyer, the 4/2 that like costs 1 less for every creature card in your graveyard. That uncommon that then like tries to 0 for 2 them or whatever when it ETBs. Yeah, I think that this is like a B-, I think.
Yeah, I think this is a C+ build around like B- to B.
Yeah, you really want to be in black-green for this, for sure.
You really want to be in black-green.
This is a vicious-looking Burrow Fiend. My goodness.
Yeah,
Did not like them.
No.
Throw from the saddle. I bet this is a fight effect, or a bite effect. 1 and a green sorcery. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter on it instead if it's a mount. Then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So it is a bite, not a fight. And it can give you... and it pumps. So it's only 2... It's a 2 mana bite that gives +1/+1, or gives you a counter if it's a mount. So these are generally pretty good. This is like a C to a C+, because it's not an instant. So you can still get blown out if they remove the creature out from under it. But if you're any sort of aggressive, and you're already playing big things, like green-red, this is rough. Green, red, green, white, aggressive. Like, this is such a tempo play, right? Like, I play 3-drop, you play 3-drop. I eat your 3-drop for free, and now my 3-drop is as big as a 4-drop, and I develop the board with the 2-drop. That's the play pattern with this.
Yeah, for sure.
That's strong. So, it's like a C, maybe a C+. It might play like a C+.
I think it's a C.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, it's going to feel like a C+ when you play
when
it in the right deck. Yep. Trash the town.
Ooh.
Green instant spree. It's an uncommon spree. +2, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. +1, target creature gains trample until end of turn. +1, until the end of turn, target creature gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Draw 2 cards. So,
oh my god! The last one kind of buries the lead, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's a draw 2 for true if something's unblocked. That's just a draw 2 for 2 if something's unblocked.
Draw 2. Draw 2 for 2.
In green.
Yep.
But better than that.
Yeah, but better than that. Yeah, I'd show me the downside.
Yeah.
Like,
so
for 5, you're almost guaranteed drawing 2, getting 2 1/1 counters, and getting some amount of damage in.
Yeah, at instant speed. This card is bonkers. Just evaluating the top one, I think just 3 mana for 2 counters at instant speed is quite good. You're almost never doing the middle one by itself, right? Unless it's like literally lethal. But it could be. It could be literally lethal, and you have 2 mana up. Like, you have that 6/6.
I was about to say, 2 mana, just giving something trample, 2 mana is little enough that, like, maybe it makes that game play.
It is a valid use case. And then the last one, just like basically sacking this to draw 2 for 2. I mean, that's also good. And then
if you've got no cards in hand and you can get damage in, like,
And any two or more of these together are great. Like Trample goes both great with both of them. They both go great with each other if your thing's unblocked. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah.
Is this a B plus? I mean, this seems really
I was gonna.
strong.
That's exactly what I was gonna give it a B plus. I thought I might be being egregious with my
Maybe
love for it, but
this
I think it's the B plus.
this is the combat trick dreams are made of. That's what this is.
Oh yeah.
Well, it should also have an option to give hexproof for like one additional mana. Why not?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
All right, here we go. Tumbleweed Rising. I love the art. I love the name. I love tornadoes. 1 and a green for a sorcery. Create an XX green elemental creature token where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So this is a 5/5 for 2. This is interesting.
Plot for 3.
Plot for 3. Interesting that the plot costs more. I guess that kind of makes sense. So I guess the idea is like you plot this on 3, and then on 4 you play a 4/4, and this is a 4/4. So you basically play 4/4s in back-to-back turns. What are your thoughts?
This one's a weird one. For me, the plot cost seems. I mean, this being like a for 2 or for 0 on a turn. Like if you're playing like you plot this 3 and then you play 2 4s or 5/5s on turn 4, like that's pretty nuts. But like,
I think this card is nuts. I think plotting this gets rid of almost entirely gets rid of its fail case. So like let's say not plotting this for 2 mana, its fail case is almost just getting you a 3/3 for 2, right? Like you're in green. You probably are gonna have a 3/3 on the board whenever you're casting this.
they can blow this card out, play it.
They can, but that's what I was saying. Plotting it makes it much less likely that they're able to blow it out. Maybe not much less likely.
Not much less, yeah.
I don't know, but just the thought of being able to get a 5/5 for 2, and that's not
I
unreasonable at all.
I think this card is a C.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say it's better. Because, like, the thing that, like, you can pump when you saddle it, there's various things that you can pump. Again, in green-red, we've seen multiple 4-drops that basically become 5/5s. Yeah, this seems good. But, yeah, you can get blown out, and if you draw it on an empty board, I guess at least you can plot it. Yeah, let's just... God, this one's interesting. Very intrigued by this card. It's kind of weird because it has a terrible flow, but it has a terrible floor, but an insane ceiling too, right? A 7/7 for 2, for instance, with the ward 3 guy. Sure. I'll say C plus. I'm gonna try it. I'm doing it.
I'll say this, like somehow someone board wipes, no one has any cards in hand. You draw this.
You plot it at least. You plot it at least.
I'm like.
Yeah.
Sure, but
yeah, sure. That's a fail case. It can blank, but I'm playing this in green black and green red. I'm definitely trying it. This is the opposite side of something. Like I have to prove to myself this is bad before I stop playing it. I don't need someone else to prove to me that it's good. All right, your turn.
Gracious Varmint. Look at all the varmints. 1 and a green, 2/2 varmint. Vigilance. Pay 1, sacrifice ferocious varmint, destroy target artifact enchantment.
So it's was it Thrashing Brontodon or whatever. So for sure this set is 2/2s with upside for 2. I have never seen so many bears with upside than this set. I mean, this is a 2/2 vigilance for 2 that has Thrashing Brontodon's text. I mean, this is good. This is a C, right?
I would love to show everyone playing Magic in the early 2000s all the 2/2s from this set.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, this limited set's insane." So this makes me less excited about Oblivion Rings and that tap down blue artifact. Just this card by itself. Because you're playing this in like every green black and green red deck. Sure, you'll play 2 of these and you can just blow up Oblivion Rings. We'll see if there's good or good artifacts. I think it's a C. I think this is a C. I'm playing this. I'm playing 2 of these happily.
Okay.
It is Vigilance. It likes getting pumped. Oh, we did it! We're back to these.